Generally, sun transits happen once every month, and it does bring about some change, some manifestation, some results. Being the soul and being the karaka of the soul, it can bring about different denotations to different people. However, because in this particular transit, sun, a fiery planet, moving from its placement in Scorpio and into Sagittarius, so in the Kalpurush Kundi, the fifth lord getting into the fiery sign, the ninth sign of Sagittarius, brings different denotations, because sun is also not only getting into Sagittarius, the ninth house, a very strong house of gains, but also over Mercury and Venus. Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel AstroAssurance. Transits play an important role as the delivery agents or the delivery boy, as some people refer to it, of the zodiac of your charts. So, transits of sun also bring about a certain denotation, especially reminding us of a certain responsibility that we need to have and action that we need to take in line or in view of the house and the sign that sun gets into. So now, a few days back, sun has moved into Sagittarius, so I'm a little late, so my apologies for that. So sun has already transited into Sagittarius. However, I also wanted to watch the last night's match, the World Cup final, football final between France and Argentina. So I enjoyed that match, so this video is coming a little late to you. However, congratulations to all Argentinians and all South Americans, whoever are favoring or supporting Argentina. A number of people are. So, congratulations to all of you, and especially to Argentina, and also to our all-time favorite Messi as well. So, having said that, let's move on in a transit of sun moving into Sagittarius for different signs, for different zodiac signs, and what it means, what it will manifest over the next 1 month as results, as possibilities. Now for Aries ascendant natives, sun will be moving over Venus and Mercury, and because sun rules the 5th house and transited into the 9th house, so this is a very strong transit of gains, big gains and strong gains as well. So Aries ascendant natives can look at gains coming in from different quarters. The gains can be linked to speculative investments. Gains can be linked to a change in the role or in the career as well, because the 5th house is the 8th to the 10th house, and right now Saturn is transiting through your 10th house and very closely inching towards Aquarius. So this is a good period for people who are trying to look for a change or look for an upgradation in their job, or move out of the career or move into different quarters. This is also a very good period for artistic actions or artistic endeavors that you want to take, especially if people who are artists, then this is a very good placement for them. Artists could also travel long distance to do performances or meet different people from different cultures. Also, people who are generally working in those organizations or those industries which require a little bit of travel, a little bit of interaction with customers, they may feel that they have to move out of their comfort zone and they have to travel a little bit. For some people, it may also be long distance travel. Foreign travels also are indicated, and this may be either a short duration travel but long distance. So for example, people going into a different country but for maybe 6 days, 7 days, even 10 days, or people going for longer period of time but shorter distances from home, maybe just the neighboring country also, or within their country they may also be moving far distance away from their native place, their birthplace. Also, they may be traveling for work or getting connected to seminars or workshops or meeting up with clients. For some people who are not going to travel, for them there may be a connection with long distance clients or customers, that is also indicated strongly. However, a very good period that if you are able to put up a good show, a good period for you to be able to impress your supervisors, impress the powers that be, and get huge gains in your career, in your travel as well. So because Sun is also going over Venus and Mercury, so certain degree, to a small extent, there is also a combustion factor which comes in. So be sure that what decisions you are taking, especially if there is a long-term perspective to the decision making, so be a little diligent how you take decisions, because your analytical ability could also be affected by Sun influencing Mercury or combusting Mercury. For Taurus ascendant natives, Sun rules the 4th house of domestic life, assets, peace, tranquility at home, family, and now moved into the 8th house in the Sagittarius sign. So while Sun has moved into a friendly sign of Sagittarius, a fiery sign, however, the 8th house also has denotation of being a water or watery house, because in the Kalpurush Kundi, it is the natural house of Scorpio. So Sun's transit is going to give you mixed results. On one hand, people may find that sudden gains may come into your life through or affecting your domestic life. For example, sudden new purchases, sudden new opportunities of doing up your home, suddenly changing the home or opportunity of changing the home, or a news maybe of role change, or maybe transfer to a different department, transfer to a different city also. So suddenly something comes up because of which the domestic life gets affected, but this is for the better, but the suddenness will surely be there. At the same time, because Sun will be aspecting your 2nd house of income, so this is a good period that the change may bring about the opportunity of also better livelihood, better remuneration also. But because Sun is aspecting the Gemini sign for Taurus ascendant natives, so this also means those people who are skilled, who are highly competent, they may be able to do better, especially if they work on their communication. So if you are careful on what you say, how you say, who to what you say, so for them you may find that because of you being somebody who is very careful, very tactful in your communication, very impressive in your communication, very responsible in your communication, you may find good results may come by to you, especially related to your competency, especially related to your work, which may in the long run affect or enhance your ability to have a higher remuneration, higher take home package as well. And because Sun rules the 5th house, the 5th sign, but the 4th house, this means there may also be some changes at home, because of which there may be some distance from family also for some time, maybe a few days. However, a family member could also travel, because of which there could be distance between you and the family member, maybe for a few days. Maybe your spouse needs to travel for work, maybe one of the kids, or maybe your dad or mom needs to travel, especially if they live close by to you, or they're involved in their daily life, or for example in the subcontinent, in India for example, parents also live with children, at least old parents live with their children, so they may also need to travel. There may also be a chance of people visiting you from other cities also, and then so there may be more fun activities, a lot of food. Food is also of the essence, because Sun is also aspecting the 2nd house of food here. Secondly, Sun is going over Mercury and Venus. So be a little careful, because Sun is going into the 8th house, what kind of decision making you take, especially related to investments, and also related to if you are making any investments concerning money or liquidating any asset, be a little careful where you are liquidating money, because this could have a long-term impact, especially because Saturn is also in your 9th house but slowly inching towards your 10th house. So gains could be affected. There is also a chance of inheritance being talked about, wills being drawn up, or in some cases money also suddenly coming in, maybe from an inheritance, or maybe from also shared property or shared asset, or even shared profits. For Gemini ascendant natives, Sun has transited into your 7th house over Mercury and Venus, but because Sun rules the 3rd house of effort, of artistic denotations, of competency, so this is a chance that in your team effort, in your work environment, in your partnership, you get a chance to be able to showcase or demonstrate better skills, better competency, better leadership also. So this is a time where you need to work closely with your team members, have a strong bond with the team members, so that there is no chance of any challenge coming in from work, challenge coming in from team effort or in your projects. However, this is a good time for gains, because Sun, a fiery planet, ruling the third house of effort, moved into another fiery sign of Sagittarius, a friendly sign, and into the 7th house of partnership and team or team effort. So if you are able to work with teams, or if you are able to work in your partnership or through partnership as maybe a couple, maybe in your marital life as well, then you can get very good results, you can get fantastic results. One of the issues could also be that because Sun is transiting over Mercury and Venus, so there could be a challenge in terms of how you make decisions related to your domestic life or related to your health also. So take care of your health and don't eat out, and be careful of how and what you indulge in, because that could have not very serious but some consequence also, at least for a few days. The initial few days may bring in more challenges than later, especially because Sun is also going over Venus, and Venus rules the 12th house of clinics and hospitals. But on the whole, a good period for good gains, as long as you are showing accountability, as long as you are ready to take responsibility, as long as you are able to put in effort, you work on your ability to influence others, you work on your ability to how you work with others, then a good period, overall very good period for Gemini ascendant natives. Now for Cancer ascendant natives, Sun has transited into your 6th house of service and over Mercury and Venus, and because Sun rules the 2nd house of income, of remuneration, of higher savings, so Sun is activating higher savings, higher money in the bank, or more money coming in, or even a change in your remuneration through being focused on your service. So maybe you have a good project at work, or new upcoming project at work, or even an opportunity of changing your role, or even changing your job, because the 6th house of service, but in the 9th sign of big gains. Sagittarius is the natural 9th house in the Kalpurush Kundli, and it is a friendly sign to Sun. And because the 6th house is also the house of day-to-day discipline, so this may also increase your focus on day-to-day discipline, which means there may be suddenly certain things which come up, 2-3 things come up, some firefighting which you need to do, because of which it forces you to be more disciplined at work, maybe more organized at work. But this is also placement for a small friction creating opportunity or chance at work, which means sometimes over the next 1 month, at least till mid-January, you may get into small frictions suddenly, sometimes not of your own creation, but especially related to team workers, especially people related to people who are working below you, or maybe even those people who work for you, like your driver, your security guard, or the maid who comes home to do your household chores, nanny for your children, whoever. So be a little careful how you deal with them, because this could otherwise unnecessarily affect your mental capacity to be able to take focus on or keep your focus at work for more important things. And this may also create small challenges in your health if you're not careful about how you are able to take rest. Rest is very important. Don't keep too many sleepless nights or work too late in the night. Work on a disciplined, organized, structured manner, and you will get better gains, because Sun going into the 6th house is telling you, signaling to you, this is a time of discipline, organized effort, rather than being disorganized. And because Saturn is also slowly inching from your 7th house towards your 8th house, so some sudden issue or sudden news, sudden communication may also come in related to work or related to your finances, or an opportunity to even grow your finances. But if Sun is not well placed in your horoscope, even a challenge in how you have to liquidate your finances also. So overall, good period for Cancer ascendant natives, especially connected to your remuneration, to your salary, to your increments, to your saving, as long as you're disciplined, as long as you're organized, and as long as you take care of your colleagues and other people who you work with on a day-to-day basis. For Leo ascendant natives, Sun rules the Lagna and move into the Sagittarius side, but in the 5th house. This is one of the very strong placements of Sun, because Sun is not only the Lagna Lord, but gone into the 5th house, which Sun also naturally rules, being the ruler of the 5th house in the Kalpurush Kundli. So here Sun's placement is very, very strong. On the other hand, we know that Sun is also a harbinger of big gains, strong gains, especially if it goes into the 5th house. It activates opportunity for you to be able to get good gains. But because it is also the Lagna Lord and gone into the 5th house of change, opportunity for change, hobbies, doing what you love to do, what you desire to do. So there is an opportunity of re-looking at your career, re-looking at your work, especially because this is also the year end, of refocusing on what you're doing, how you're doing, whether you want to continue to do what you're doing or you need to refocus on something else that you wanted to do so far but you haven't done yet. So this is surely an opportunity, or certain things may come up because of which you rethink your job, rethink your role at your organization also. However, while the change is activated, be more diligent, be more thoughtful of whether you want to make the change, whether the change is good for you, whether the change is good for your family or not, before you take the plunge, especially because Sun is transiting over Mercury and Venus, and because Sun is getting quite close enough to Mercury, so the ability to think logically and take right decisions will be affected, especially because Sun, which is combusting Mercury to a certain extent, is the ruler of the 2nd house of income and your remuneration. So be a little careful of decision making, a big life changing decision that you may take, especially related to career or to work or to investments. On the other hand, it's a good placement to make gains, to also make investments as long as you're diligent, as long as you're making thoughtful decisions. Good period to invest money in long term, which will give you gains over long term perspective and improve your bank balance, improve your ability to also keep your remuneration high, and also a change or a stability which will bring in a better stature, better designation also for you, and better standing in society. For Virgo ascendant natives, Sun rules the 12th house and move into your 4th house and over Mercury and Venus. So this is a good placement where foreign lands are coming to home, which means for some of you, you may find that you have to bring work home, especially if you're working in an MNC, you may be a little stretched. So because of which even when you get home, you have to open your laptop, you have to answer some communication, some mails, take some phone calls, get onto a conference call maybe. So some work is coming home, especially if you're working in MNCs or even working in foreign lands. So foreign lands or foreign clients or foreign related work or foreign projects are coming home or also disturbing the home environment. However, because Sun is moving from one fiery sign into another, into Sagittarius, a friendly sign, this is overall a beneficial period for you, because Sun does extremely well in Sagittarius sign and in the 9th house related side, which is Sagittarius and the CAPRICORN Kundi. So overall very good gains for Virgo ascendant natives. However, be careful that there may be friction at home because you're bringing work to your home environment. So there may be some friction with the family. So keep your cool, keep your calm, and keep the domestic environment happy, because Sun is going over Mercury, which also rules the Lagna. So unnecessarily don't spoil the environment at home, because of which you get into some challenges or issues, especially with spouse, which may have long-term impact. Though Jupiter transiting over your 7th house over its own sign doesn't give you major challenges also. At the same time, Sun being close to Mercury and Venus is also activating other gains, because Venus also rules your 9th house and Venus also rules the 2nd house of income. So that is also getting affected, which means if you do very good work, if you put up a good show long term, you may get opportunity of even moving up in your designation in your career also. So overall good opportunity of gains coming in, but some work, some connection to domestic happiness, domestic environment, domestic repairs also is coming in, even purchases, some items is coming in. Now for Libra ascendant natives, because Sun rules the 11th house and Sun is moved into your 3rd house of effort, of communication, of influencing others, of marketing, of sustained efforts, self-enterprise. So this is a very good placement of some wishes and desires coming true for Libra ascendant natives, especially related to through your communication, through your marketing endeavors, you being able to get gains. So overall a good placement, that the more effort that you put in, better gains come in. If you're working in large organization, your ability to be able to influence bosses, influence power centers, influence the powers that be is very good. This is also bringing in some social effect into your domestic life or at home, which means you may also have friends coming over, friends also visiting Of course, this is not a very difficult prediction to make because this is also the month of December. So a lot of people may also want to go out and visit friends, but this is something which may be more than usual. There may be more social activity which happens than regular. So some eating and drinking, especially for those people who drink, is also on the card. So be real careful how you indulge yourself. However, because Sun moves into the sign of Sagittarius, which is also friendly sign, this is a gain bringing sign overall, and at least one wish or desire of yours can come true if you're putting in the right effort in the right direction as well, because this is an overall fantastic placement that Sun has got into. However, because Sun is moving over natal Mercury and over Venus, and because Mercury is the lord of the 12th house as well, so there may be certain expenses which suddenly come in, and your decision making ability to be able to handle your expenses well may also be curbed. So you may end up overindulging in expenses, or doing up your home, or going out, or going on a vacation, or calling friends over, or you visiting friends, or even going short distance within your country maybe, and maybe for few others a short duration outside of the country may also happen for Libra ascendant natals, especially because Saturn is inching away from your 4th house and closer to your 5th house. So over the next 1 month you will find that the home environment has influenced, social life has influenced a lot, and your communication, your ability to communicate and to be able to use your communication to do better in your career, in your work, especially if you are in a very responsible position in your career in a large organization, may also come by. Some social activity where you may also be called upon to help somebody may also come in. A friend may reach out for a help, or some societal cause may also call upon you to be able to assist, to be able to help. So keep that in mind. This is a good period for you to overall make some good gains. Focus on your communication, focus on your self-enterprise, especially if you are in business, and to be able to get overall gains for Libra ascendant natals. For Scorpio ascendant native, this is a very good placement, because for Scorpio ascendant native, Sun, which is the ruler of the 10th house, is moved into the 2nd house into a friendly sign, into a fiery sign of Sagittarius. So this is a very good placement that remuneration, livelihood, income is getting affected through your work. So this is bringing you a opportunity that there may be certain things which move in your organization through a role change, or new role coming to you, a new project coming to you, you even being given the opportunity of moving into a different team. This may not, for some people it may not be immediate, but for some people this is a long-term impact if you make that decision, because this is almost kind of giving you a reason to do that job, or to take up that project, or to move into a new role, because long term this will bring you only gains. So make use of the opportunity and look forward to the change, look forward to the developments that happen, which will help you only to be able to make good your income, your remuneration, and also a chance to improve your liquidity in your bank, savings in the bank as well. This is also a good opportunity for you, because your 11th lord Mercury is over which Sun is transiting over. So some gains, some long-term wishes and desires could also be fulfilled. At least socially that chance is also there. However, because Sun is going quite close to Mercury, so your ability to take the right decision is getting affected, especially because Mercury also rules the 8th house. So there may be certain things which happen suddenly, because of which you need to take a quick decision. Sudden decision you need to make, which could be either related to investments, which could either be related to finance, taxation, or even travel. For very few of you, some sudden health ailments may also come up, because of which you need to take a decision as well. So be diligent in taking the decision. This is not something too very serious to think about, but there may be a small niggling thing which you need to decide, which may have a long-term impact, which may even turn chronic. So nothing serious overall, but surely a decision has to be taken, either related to taxation or money, or sudden travel, or even related to joint property or shared assets. However, overall this is still a very good period for Scorpio ascendant natals, where career, remuneration and savings are getting impacted. One wish or desire coming through is getting impacted. Your social life is also getting impacted. For Sagittarius ascendant native, this is also a very good period, because Sun rules the 9th house and moved into the Lagna, into the ascendant, into a friendly sign into a fiery sign. So a trine house lord getting into another trine house as well as the Kendra house, that to a Lagna, is a very good placement. So Sun is bringing you an opportunity of long distance travel. For students, you may get into a new university, a new education, because of which a new stature for you, a high standing in society, a good gain for you, because of which your overall life's perspective changes, sometimes even entire life changes. Though this is not that strong a transit that your entire life may change, but for a very few people of you, surely a decision which will go a long way to be able to create those gears into motion which may give you long-term impact, long-term gains also may come to you. So very good placement. So long distance travel, gains, educational institutes in which admissions could be sought, or long distance travel to meet new people for a new project is also ensuing. For some people, there may also be some pilgrimage or a religious journey or excursion you may also take. Some people may take a spiritual excursion or spiritual journey also. Overall, however, a good period for some fun, letting your hair down, but work being combined with fun also, with enjoyment also, is seen when the 9th lord is moving into your Lagna. However, because Sun is going to move over or moving over Mercury, which also rules the 10th house of career, so your decision making connected to work is getting affected a little bit. So try and keep away from any friction with bosses, or to get into any ego fight with your bosses or personality issues with your bosses, especially because this year end also. So keep away from trouble, keep away from getting into some sudden ego issues, ego hassle, because this could have long-term impact on your career, on your work. Also for some of you, domestic life, because Mercury is the ruler of the 7th house and Sun is getting close to Mercury and in some way combusting it. So be really diligent how you are handling matters related to your spouse or your partner. For some of you, you may also decide to fructify or formalize your relationship also going forward. This is a good period, especially year end and Sun is moved into a good house. You may also take a decision to formally take your relationship ahead, and this may overall in the long term be a very good decision for you. For Capricorn ascendant natives, Sun ruled the 8th house and moved into the 9th house, the 9th sign, but in the Sagittarius sign, a fiery sign, but a friendly sign in the 12th house. So this is a very good placement, because on one way people may say that okay, 8th lord is getting into the 12th house, so one Dusthana lord into another Dusthana, so this could bring trouble. So this is a slightly mixed placement, because this is also Viparita Raj Yoga. 8th lord and one Dusthana lord getting into another Dusthana. So this is not that bad, especially because the 8th lord is moving into another Dusthana in a Viparita Raj Yoga, but into a friendly sign. And a sign which is also the 9th house in the Kalpurush Kundli, where Sun becomes very strong, because Sun also denotes the father. And the 9th house also denotes father. So Sun in some ways also the Karaka of father as well as the Sagittarius sign. So Sun is pretty comfortable in the Sagittarius sign, but not in the 12th house. But this is giving you opportunity of sudden long distance travel. For some of you, you may travel long distance suddenly, either for vacation or to meet friends or for social life, or maybe going there to do some projects or get connected to work. This may be short trip, this may not be a very long trip. So maybe a few days, maybe maximum a couple of weeks is what this may happen. But this is a fantastic placement to be able to have a lot of fun. Sudden fun may also come in, opportunity for fun may also come in. However, a sudden decision may also be taken for long distance travel, and opportunity may also come in from some known quarters. Somebody who you know socially, maybe a friend who's working in another organization, may hint that would you want to work with us, or would you want to join us, or then maybe somebody who reaches out to you even with a career opportunity, especially related to MNCs, especially related to foreign clients, foreign customers or foreign companies. For very few of you, there will be a sudden opportunity to move to foreign lands also, and this may be too quick that you get a decision, you need to make the decision within a few days or weeks at the maximum, and then move also abroad within a month or so. So sudden developments happen, but for the good may also happen. However, be careful of any joint assets that you are investing or invested in. because that may lead to some expenses. Some property taxes need to be paid, some taxation issues may come up, some notices may also come in, which may need you to loosen your purse strength. However, because Mercury also rules your 6th house of service and Sun is moving over Mercury, ensure that you take the decision in the right spirit with the right bent of mind, because Mercury also rules the 9th house of gains. So the wrong decision can cost you, maybe not too dearly, but definitely will cost you rather than bring in gains or affect your service also. So be diligent, take decision, try and have a focus on long-term decision making rather than short-term decision making, because Saturn is transiting through your Lagna, being the Lagna Lord, but slowly inching towards your 2nd house as well. For Aquarius ascendant natives, this is a period where your 7th Lord is giving into the 11th house. So this is a very strong placement of a teamwork getting into focus. Working with other people is getting into focus. Working in partnership is getting into focus. Also, spending more time with a spouse is getting into focus, especially because 7th Lord is going into a friendly sign in the 11th house of fun, social life, and spending time in your social network, and in a sign which also brings some wishes and desires coming true. High sign of gains, the 9th sign of gains of Sagittarius, but in the 11th house of Upacha house, which bring you gains long term. So this is a good period for you to get into any teamwork or into projects which will bring you long term gains. For some of you, it's also opportunity of moving away from a smaller organization into a much larger organization and gaining from that also. And for a lot of you, not only will your social life be activated, you may also meet somebody socially. So if you're already in a committed relationship, be a little careful who you spend your time with. Ensure that your spouse is around, because you have a chance that you may get into a fling, a short-term fling, which may affect your domestic life long-term. For those people who are not tied, this is an excellent period for you to meet new people, get into new friendly connections, new social connections, which will have a long-term impact. And who knows, that relationship can go a long way as well. So overall, for Aquarius ascendant natives, teamwork, project work, working with others, focusing on partnership, focusing on business, and spending time with spouses getting affected. Some social causes also getting affected. For those people who are working in a large organization, lot of work may suddenly come upon your head. Year ending may come upon for some people, especially in organizations where December is the year ending. So there may be a lot of work which suddenly comes up. So be a little careful how you handle your domestic life. Keep the domestic peace, keep your spouse happy. Especially more work is coming upon your head and you have to spend long hours at work. Some of you may even be bringing work home. So overall, still a very good period for having fun, going, traveling, vacationing, spending time with spouse, spending time with friends, and maybe for some people, some work also coming in, especially an opportunity also moving into larger role or moving into larger organization, into better designation is also coming in for Aquarius ascendant natives. For Pisces ascendant natives, this is a very good placement period, because the 6th house of service is getting into the 10th house of work, career, karma. So when Sun, the ruler of the 6th sign and the ruler of the 6th house, but of the 5th sign in the Kalpurush Kundi, getting into the 9th sign in the Kalpurush Kundi, but in the 10th house, but in a friendly sign and in another fiery sign. This is an excellent period where service is getting into focus, work is getting into focus, working with your team is getting into focus, and through that doing very well in your career. This is also a good period where you connect stronger and have stronger bonds or build your rapport with your seniors, with your managers, with their powers that be. So this period over the 1 month is giving you an opportunity to strengthen those ties and then to do very good in your service. It doesn't mean that Sun within a month will give you results, but Sun will create an opportunity, a long-term perspective for you to be able to do very well, especially because Saturn is placed in your 11th house and slowly inching towards your 12th house. So those people who are working in MNCs and large organizations who cater or work or have their effect across national boundaries, for them this is a very good period to put up your hand, to take up new responsibilities, to get closer to the power centers, to build your rapport so that long-term gains can come to you. This is also a good opportunity where long distance travel can bring you gains. You may also need to travel long distance to meet up with new people, to take up new projects as well, and for presentations also, attending conferences and workshops also related to work. Some of you may also travel with your bosses for a presentation, or to pitching to new customers, or to your strong accounts as well. So keep your focus, work hard, keep your rapport with your bosses, and make use of this time, because this has excellent long-term repercussions for you. Especially be careful related to your domestic life, because you may be too engrossed at work, too focused at work, and you may spend less and less time with your family. Even closer to New Year's, for some of you, not all of you, you may not be able to give enough time, because the 7th Lord Mercury is getting combusted by the Sun. So overindulging in work, not being able to give time to family is what is being donated. But my suggestion is take some free time, especially because Mercury also rules the 4th house, and try and steal some time away from work. At least give the last 6-7 days to family if possible, because this is a good bonding time with family. This time usually doesn't come again and again. So try and balance between your work and your domestic life, spending time with your partner as well. For some of you, you may meet some new person socially at work, which will long term become a partnership, a fruitful partnership, and this may also get into a relationship placement for you, for some of you, especially who are not already in a relationship. For some others, this can give you an opportunity of mingling with people at work, which could have a long-term impact on your domestic life if you don't play it well, or if you get into flings. So be a little careful how you relate to work. Some of you could also work closer to the opposite gender more at work, and so it's a chance of getting closer to them also. So be a little careful how you play your cards, how you work with them, and keep your distance if you're already in a relationship, because that will purely stoke challenges or problems related to or your domestic life, or even to your family life. So keep away from the trouble, but keep your focus at work, try and balance, have some fun, have some social time also with your family. This is an overall good placement and period for Pisces ascendant natives, because Jupiter, your Lagna Lord, is translating through your Lagna. Saturn is also translating through its own sign of Capricorn and inching towards its Mool Trikona sign of Aquarius coming next month. So friend, now that we have seen how Sun's transit into Sagittarius will bring about different denotations, different permutations for you, transits for a month have some impact for you. Some bring in some new opportunities also for you. Some bring in opportunities for change also, and taking a decision within that time which can have long-term impact also, or maybe short-term gains also for you. And that's how transits should be seen. However, because Sun is going over Mercury and Venus, and Saturn is inching towards the Mool Trikona sign, this is an important transit. Know and understand your natal placements in your birth chart, especially of Sun, very well. And if you are able to gauge and if you are able to relate, make the best use of the time, and may you also enjoy Sun's transit into a fiery sign, into Sagittarius sign, and a sign of gains. Make the best use of this gain bringing transit of Sun. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation for me, please reach out to me. The links given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off.